I want you to start to notice the movement on the inside. Right, the container is still on the outside, holding nice and still, observing the movement on the inside. Most of us notice that movement or see it as breath, and that's a really good way to begin. Maybe you can feel some other form of movement on the inside. Maybe you notice the level of fluidity that moves through your body. We are mostly made of water. When the heart pumps the blood through the body, there's this flow, this fluid flow through the body. And that's actually a constant. And some of us may be so in tune to the energy of the body that you can notice even like a little tingling sensation. And if you don't notice that, don't worry. It might not be so easy to see. And so while you're observing this movement, seeking out movement, notice if you have any parts in your body where that flow or that movement feels like it's a little bit stuck. And for many of us, we actually already know those parts of our body where there's stuck energy. The parts of our body that give us some challenges on a regular basis, maybe lower back or hips, knees or shoulders. Or for me, it settles in the jaw, in the mouth, the teeth, the gums. It's where I tend to have tension. So imagine this sort of analogy I'm going to use of a garden hose. When there's a kink in the garden hose, the water does not flow through well at all. Sometimes it's blocked off completely, or maybe it just trickles through. So if you think you have a little kink somewhere in your body, like a garden hose kink, I'm going to ask you to bring your hands to that place. For me, I'm going to bring my hands to the jawline. You might choose the chest, the heart, maybe the abdomen, maybe you have belly, stomach issues, maybe hips, maybe lower back, or maybe you're like, I'm okay, I'm just gonna rest my hands on my thighs. I'm gonna open the class today with 3 ohms, the sound of Om, upward rising energy and vibration. And you can Om along with me, right? Or you could just listen. Feel that vibration coming through. Take a nice inhale. Let the hands settle back down in the lap from wherever they were, and just pause again for a moment. So I'm looking at this time period in my life and the world as a time for intense self-inquiry. So with the unsettled new kind of norm, I'm witnessing my own little agitation, trying to find a little balance. The goal of this practice is to tone and refine the container, right? Like releasing that kink in the garden hose so that the energy inside the container moves with more efficiency. Yeah. Bring your hands to your heart center. Allow the eyes to open and sit up tall. Yeah, so I think most of you were with me last week when we talked a lot about the root and the rise. There's a lot of similarity here in the connection to the practice today with looking at that energy, that really heavy, sluggish, weighty energy, or that really buzzy, like stimulated or sthira energy, right? There's a word in Sanskrit called sthira, and it means like steadfast, compact, strong, static. So this sthira and sukha, right? Sukha is with ease, the calm, right? So this balance between the sthira and the sukha, looking for some steadiness. On your inhalation, reach the arms up. All right, so there's some nice upward rising energy. If you were feeling a little down or too heavy or sluggish there, see if you can separate those hands. So there, yeah, that looks good. So about hips, about shoulders distance there. Good, and then just kind of lean a little side to side. We're not taking a full bend yet, but I just want you to sort of get a little stretch on the side body. All right, so here's our container, this beautiful container that we've been given to live in. Good, pause and center, lower the right hand down, right? You can hold on to the seat of the chair, take a big breath in. As you exhale, lean to the right. So I almost think about, when I talk about energy in the body, like when you buy, say, a item from the grocery store that's like in a can or a jar, right? It's all sealed up in there. That energy is nice and steady, right? It's not like racing through, but maybe when you like pop open that jar, like a pickle jar, right? It goes, it lets some of that energy out. And we want to contain that energy within with stability. Yeah. So maybe like the crown of the head, think about a mohawk. You had a mohawk and the hairs were sticking up, a little rising, and making sure that the sitting bones and the tailbone are not floating up off the chair, stay grounded. Good. We're going to switch side. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, left arm down. Hold on to the chair and slowly ease your way into that side stretch. So that balance. And so I think instead of maybe taking in the news or heavy books about race equity, right, or politics or coronavirus, maybe instead we take a little rom-com, right, romantic comedy, finding a little balance. Next inhale, left arm up, and exhale, hands to the heart. So I had a student who said to me today, I've been using narcotics. And I went, really? And he said, the narcotics of Netflix. Kept a good sense of humor. So I had to share that with you because he didn't really need real narcotics, but he said he's using narcotics of Netflix. I'm like, you know what? I think that's a pretty great idea. All right. So now I want you to extend your right leg. Yeah. Bring your right arm down and your left arm up. Yeah, so we've got some opposition, seeking out a little balance here. Take a really big breath. So you're extending through the right leg, extending through the left arm. Big breath in. As you exhale, hug that knee in. So that right knee comes into the chest. Maybe sit up a little taller. And then lower that leg down and switching sides. Left leg extends, right arm up. Good. Stretching here. Another inhale. And exhale, hug the left leg in. Squeeze, flex the toes, sit up nice and tall. All right, so we're gonna go alternating sides. It's a good brain game. Seeking out steadiness. All right, lowering the left, extending the right. Inhale up. And exhale, hug in. Maybe a little slightly faster pace, but not in a rush. Inhale, extend left and right arm. Exhale, hug it in. So let's just see if you can find a little rhythm. Inhale, switch sides. Exhale, hug. Inhale, switch sides. Exhale, hug. One more time each side. Inhale, switch. Exhale, hug. Inhale, switch. And exhale, hug. Really good, really good. All right, now heel toe, those feet out as wide as the mat. Turn the toes outward and find an external rotation of the hips. All right, one of my favorite ways to start getting into the inseam of the groins, turning the fingertips in, right, toward the center, but holding onto the thigh just above the knee, right? Start to lean the body forward. Good, and then drawing that left shoulder down toward the midline. Maybe you get a nice little pop in your spine, right? Just try not to collapse here. Find that balance of the energy. And switching sides back through center, inhale, and dipping right shoulder, exhale. Few rounds just like that. Inhale, center, exhale, dip. Inhale, center, and exhale, dip. Beautiful. Inhale, center, and pause. Hands to the heart. All right, we're gonna go a little deeper here. Maybe bringing the feet in a teeny bit closer, but try to keep them still on a wide, open stance. On an inhale, reach the arms up. On an exhalation, hands to those knees, lean forward, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart, lift the head, lift the chest, right? And as you exhale, slide the hands down and see if maybe you can come a little further down on those legs. Some of you might be able to come all the way to the floor. Remember, you can always use blocks here, right? A block is a really nice option. I'll put it here as a model. Yeah. Good. And then we're going to ground down the right hand, sweep the left arm out and up. A little twist. Beautiful. And exhale, lowering that left hand down. Inhale, sweep right arm out and up. And exhale, lower hands down, push down into the feet. Feel the rise, sweep the arms out and up. Coming all the way up with both arms. Good. And then settle the hands back down in the heart. Awesome. So no worries if that was a little challenging to follow, because we're going to do it again 2 more times. All right. So maybe after the second round, we get a little bit more comfort with the rhythm and the poses. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to knees. Lean forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the head and chest and heart. Breathe in. Exhale, start to round. Slide the hands down. See if you can bring them to the floor or the blocks. And then on an inhale, left arm sweeps out and up in a twist. And exhale, lower left hand down. Inhale, right arm sweeps out and up in a twist. And exhale, lower down. This time, both hands sweep down, push down into the feet, pull up from the pit of the belly, rise up with in-breath, both arms to the ceiling, and exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Inhale again, arms reach up. And exhale, hands to those knees, lean forward, squeeze shoulder blades, then breathe in. Exhale, start to round the spine, slowly folding in, let the head go. Breathing in as you sweep the left arm out and up. And exhale, lower. Breathe in as you sweep that right arm out and up. Exhale, lower. Good. Both hands together, sweep the arms out wide, push down into the feet, rise on up. And exhale, hands to the heart. So good. Pause. All right, now heel toe, those feet in together a little closer. And then I want you to see if you can just separate the hands, right, from that Anjali Mudra. And I'm gonna just do a quick little exercise so that we can feel energy in our body, okay? I want you to start to just shake the hands like side to side. Right? Shake them side to side. So it's a pretty rigorous shake. Of course, if you've got issues, you know, in the joints and the hands, if there's anything that causes pain, don't do it so hard. But usually it feels really good, especially if you've got arthritis issues, things in the knuckles and the joints. You might even go the opposite way, like forward and back. Right? It's really good to get some movement in there. So don't be afraid to do it firmly, switching directions a couple of times. Good. Right. Shake, shake, shake. Like almost like you're really trying to get the drips of water. Almost like, you know, going to a restroom and they don't have any towels left. And just shake off. Okay. Now find stillness. Find stillness. Can you feel that tingle? Can you connect to the movement? That's your energy inside your amazing body. Yeah. Not too high, not too low. Just perfect. All right. Now lowering the hands down, extend that right leg again. And then we're going to take that left leg and we're going to just let the left leg fall out and open. Right. So you can take a couple of options right here. Make sure you can see. I'll move my little microphone. Right here, I've got the knife edge blade of my foot on the mat. You could, if you wanted a little more elevation, you could have put a block there, right? And it could just open out this way. So feel like maybe this gives you a little more depth. You decide. It's like a very modified tree pose, all right? Vrikshasana. Inhale, reach the arms up. Good. Exhale, halfway. Bend the arms, find goddess arms or a cactus. Good. Squeeze the shoulders. Beautiful. Breath in and breath out. Now take another inhale. As you exhale, look to the left and just pivot the upper body to the left. Yeah, staying stable and steady, right? So trees, along with mountains, I think are some of the most stable and steady things that I can think of in nature. Inhale, center, and exhale, rotate to the right, right? So while you're rotating, right, staying grounded and rooted at the same time as you're finding that rising up energy. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, release. All right, now see if it's possible. I'm going to move my block out of the way. See if it's possible to take that same leg and slide it up the calf, right? So now I'm using a lot more grounding energy because I am placing the sole of my foot right on the inside of that calf. So make sure it's below the knee because I can't see any of your lower legs here. So you don't want to push ever on the knee joint. It's too delicate, okay? You want to hold it on the sole onto the calf muscle, right? And if this feels like it's too intense, guess what? You can always ask for a little assistance, right? So decide if you need assistance of a block or if you're going to find a little bit more strength without it. So flex the right toes. Push the sole of the left foot into the calf. Sit up tall, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Oh, maybe we find the palms staying and pressing together this time. And breathe. So good, yes. Anybody's left hip feeling like there's a kink there? Yeah, maybe allow the breath to flow a little bit more freely. One more inhale. And exhale, lower the hands down. Good. Bringing that left knee back up and place it down. Good. And switching sides. Really simple. We're going to build our way eventually into working tree in a standing position. But starting here by just letting that right knee kind of relax open, outer edge, block or not. Flex the left toes so the leg is stable, right? Steadiness, stability. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, out like wings. Inhale, bend the arms, cactus. Exhale, look to the right, pivot and twist. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, pivot and twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands come down. Good. Pause for a moment, and then we're going to deepen this option. You can use a block or not. See if you can lift that leg up. Sole of the foot makes a connection, right? So instead of just being grounded onto the floor, you're grounding onto the leg, right? So pressing sole of foot into calf, pressing calf back into sole of foot, hands to the heart, sit up tall. Ooh, yeah. On an inhale, reach those arms out. All right, so feel the energy in both directions, right? If you need to soften the elbows, if this is too challenging on the shoulders, do so. Make sure you're breathing, right? So toning and refining the container, right? So that everything is balanced on the inside. So good. One more breath here. And exhale slowly, slowly, lower down. Good. Bringing that right leg forward. Awesome. All right, now bringing those knees to a bent position. We're going to play around a little bit more with the hips before we come to a standing. All right. So lift up that right leg. Right. Hug it in toward the chest. Push down into that left foot. Sit up a little taller and then just move side to side. Lubricate that joint a little bit more. Awesome. And place it down. Switch sides. Really simple. Hugging that left one in. Sit up tall and shift side to side. Good. Beautifully done. All right, now we're going to come to a standing position. So rise on up. And so I'm going to offer up the option. I think this is going to be kind of nice here to come around to the front of your chair. All right, so the front of your chair. And I would like you to take your right foot and step it forward, hands to the seat of the chair, right? And the left leg back. Right? If you do not feel stable with yourself on the seat of the chair, you could have a little bit less depth and do it from the back of the chair. All right, so you decide. I kind of like the seat of the chair because there's a lot of stability. You can put your hands flat, right? And so I want you to have that right foot over to the right and then turn it slightly out so the foot is on a diagonal. You know, it's just maybe, I don't know, 45 degrees-ish, yeah? And then soften that right knee. And I want you to start to make some circles with your hips. So this is like a variation of lizard lunge, right? Because the hands are to the inside of that right foot. And just notice here, as you're making circles with your hip, I don't know, anybody in the crowd here like to bake? I've been baking a lot. It's one of the things I've been doing in our little shelter in place. And so, when you bake and you have, like, you've got the batter in the bowl and you want to transfer it into the pan and you use one of those rubber scrapers. So I like to think of this posture as like that rubber spatula scraping up every bit of the batter. Take it in the other direction. Take it, circle in the other direction. So notice, we're coming back to noticing the kinks in the garden hose, right? This is a really good place to kind of feel those kinks. And if you find that place where it's stuck a little bit, see if you can loosen it up so the water, the energy flows freely. Good. And then come to stillness. Good. And slowly, slowly heel toe the right foot back in a little bit. And then rise on up. Good. Straightening that right leg and stepping that left foot to meet the right. So you can stand in front of your chair. It doesn't matter which direction you're facing, right? But I'm going to ask you to find mountain pose. It is the most foundational posture in the entire practice. And even here, perhaps noticing the difference between the right and the left after doing that little lizard circle or that little batter, scraping up the batter pose, yeah? Arms down by your side, feet grounded. Take a look, make sure your feet are maybe hips distance or wider for stability. legs are active. Pelvic floor, right? The base of the genitals lifts up. So it's like stopping the flow of urine, right? Navel pulls in towards spine, shoulders roll back and down, and that little mohawk grows taller. Yeah. And so this is Tadasana. Tadasana means mountain pose, right? And there is no tada in Tadasana, right? So we don't lift and open our chest. We stay as stable and neutral as possible. Strong and steadfast. Good. And so just to notice here, to kind of show yourself that you're actually doing something, let it all go. Let it all go. Just like, yeah, just stand like you would normally stand. You feel that difference, right? So again, push down into the feet, activate the legs, grow taller, roll shoulders back and down, right? It's nice and steadfast and strong, not aggressive, right? So we don't want it to be like we're like Frankenstein robot, but we want to be steady. Yeah. Good. So well done. And then slowly, slowly bring yourself to turn toward the chair. That left foot is going to come next to the chair. The right foot's going to lunge back, and we're going to bring our hands to the flat part of the seat of the chair, and then wiggle that left foot slightly over to the left. So it's like both hands are on the inside of the left foot. Toes are out on that angle, right? Knee gets bent, left knee gets bent, yeah? And then we start the circles. Oh, yeah. Two sides are never created equal. So you're slowly and meticulously scraping the batter out of the bowl, right? Noticing what gets stuck. Breath flowing freely. And then taking this same pose in the other direction. So circle it in the opposite way from where you began. Maybe they're big circles, maybe they're little circles. It's just an opportunity for you to really see where the kinks are. Yeah, you guys look so good. Mindful, present, stable, right? Good. And then slowly, slowly, heel toe that left foot back to the center. And step that right foot up to meet the left. Roll yourself up, nice and safe. Good. Pause again. Mountain pose. Soles of the feet grounded. Good. So good. And so I admire each one of you so very much because you've got steadiness in your practice. You come out, you show up each and every week with this best possible attitude, and that is sthira. That is sthira, the steadfast, strong work of a yogi. Good. All right, now bring your hands to your hips. Make sure those feet are hips distance. And we're gonna start to make circles with the hips. So circle around. It's kind of like a hula hoop, right? If you need to hold on to the chair, hold on to the chair. If you feel like you're not stable enough, but you guys look really good, that's always an option. Oh yeah, and then take it in the other direction. Awesome. Okay, then find stillness. All right, one opportunity for a brain game, because God knows we all need a little brain game, right? We're going to take that same action with the hips, but I want you to create a figure 8, right? So it doesn't matter which direction you begin, but you're going to go figure 8. So it's not just a full circle. Think about an infinity sign. Oh, I love this. Right? Just explore as we tone and refine the container of our balance. Steadiness. Now, here comes the real tricky part. Switch the direction. Yeah, oh yeah, there's the brain game. Like, wait a minute, which way was I going? Isn't this the same? How does that work? So good. All right, come to stillness. And then you can come around to the back of your chair or move your chair, whichever it is, right? Because now it's really nice to have the height of the chair. And so you may have guessed we're going to come into Vrikshasana. I actually have to show you guys one day. I have a statue in the entry foyer of my home of a woman in Vrikshasana, which is tree pose. It's really one of my favorite poses, okay? So left hand on left hip, right hand on the back of the chair. Right, or opposite side. That's all good. Yeah. All right, now get grounded in that right foot, and then just see if you can lift that left one up. Lift it up. Yeah. Maybe it only comes here, so don't feel like you need to be as high as this, right? Take the level that feels comfortable for you, but flex the foot. All right, feel that grounding. Push down strongly into the grounding foot on the floor. Lift up out of that mohawk. Yeah. And then open that knee out to the side and place it on the inside of that calf. Now, if this feels like it's too much, you could always slide it down. Do you see how my toes are actually on the floor, but the arch of my foot is like connecting to the ankle bone? So if it's too intense to go deeper, then take this option, okay? Now, pressing sole of foot into calf and calf into the sole of foot, right? See if you can reach that left arm up. All right, now find the balance, the root and the rise. Can you pull? I'm gonna take a focus here on my right hip, right? Pull, can you see that? Pull that right hip in. Yeah, that's it. So everyone just grew a little bit taller. Nice. Now you could, if you're up for the challenge, see if you can release a hand, right? How's your balance, right? Maybe you're all really good and you could actually come into a full tree pose. It's sort of nice to know, oh, my chair's right there, right? There's not too far to fall. It's all good. Yeah, so balance, steadiness. Trees do sway a little bit, right, when the wind blows. But for the most part, they are grounded and rooted. Yes, good. One more breath. Slowly, slowly release the arms. Good. Hand back to hip. Turn that left knee back in and then lower it down. All right, shake out that standing leg. And we're gonna switch sides. Of course, you don't have to move your chair, but I like to make sure I'm in a good view for you. So you can walk around or you can move your chair. It's all good. All right, left hand on the seat of the chair. Right hand on the hip. Yeah. We're gonna get grounded now through that left foot and lift up the right one. Good. Beautiful. So find your balance of energy before we even take it to the next step. Can you root down and rise up? And slowly open the knee out to the side and find its place where it's gonna ground. Pushing sole of foot into calf, calf into sole of foot. Notice what's happening with the outer hip, right? I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty obvious to me because I can get really loosey-goosey in my hips. So, right? Pushing in. Now I can feel my roots. Reaching up with that right arm. Oh, tree pose. There's something about the incredible energy of this posture. Maybe you want to see if it's possible to add that second arm in, or just know, whoops, it's always an option to hold right back on, right? If you're feeling a little wobbly, maybe the palms touch. So when the palms come together to touch, that's probably the most challenge of the balance here. Balancing energy by refining and toning the container. So good. You girls, there's all girls today. You girls look so gorgeous. One more breath. And exhale slowly, slowly, lower it down, bringing that knee back and around and shake it off. All right, coming back around to the front of the chair. And then having a seat in your chair. Oh, so good. So take a moment to hip walk a little, right? See how those hips are feeling. Maybe you notice a difference from the work we've just done. Yeah. And then the next time you come as far forward as you can, we're going to inhale and reach the arms up. And exhale, hug the right leg in. So you might just for a moment bring the chin to the chest, round the spine a little, let it stretch the middle back and the back of the neck. Good. And then inhale, lower the foot down, reach the arms up, lift the head, lift the chest. And exhale, hug the left one in, nose toward knee, squeezing, rounding. Good. One more time on each side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hug. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hug. Good. All right, inhale, arms up. And this time we're going to take that right leg and we're going to cross it over. See if you can make a knee over knee cross. All right, so we're closing off the hips. Take that left hand to the outside of that right leg. Maybe the palm turns open, reaching that right arm out to the right and find the back of the seat of your chair. Just refining here a little bit more. Squeezing into the midline, rooting down, sole of foot pressing on floor, sitting bones rooted on chair, mohawk, lifting up. And then with an inhale, reach the arms forward and up. And exhale, hands come down and uncross the leg. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lifting the left one and crossing it over. Good. So squeeze to the midline, stabilize the body, stabilize the energy. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, that right arm comes to the outside. I kind of like to turn my palm outward and then bringing that left hand to the back of the seat of the chair. Right, a little traction. You can perhaps encourage a little more depth in your twist by pushing the back of the arm bone into the thigh, and then the thigh resists against it, and then the body rotates. On your next inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, arms down and uncross. Really, really good. All right, roll the shoulders a little bit. And let's just move through the neck, chin down to chest. Rocking that right ear over to the right shoulder. How's the garden hose in the neck? Chin comes back down to chest, and we inhale over to the left. Oh, so good. Slowly lowering chin back down. Good. Inhale, head up. Exhale, chin up. Beautiful. And then inhale, center. Good. Just pause for a moment, closing the eyes. Before we settle into Shavasana, I want you to really pay attention once again to the movement on the inside. Maybe it's a little bit more prominent than it was in the beginning of class. The fluidity, the garden hose moving and flowing with such ease, no kinks. So that seated mountain pose, we're going to soften a little here. So let your hands come down, walk yourself back into your chair. Good. And then literally allow yourself to rest back into the seat. Right, hands can come on the lap, palms up or palms down, depending on what you feel comfortable with. Turning your attention to your breath. We're just going to be quiet and stillness for a minute or so here. Observing the balance of our energy, not too high, not too low. Noticing if there is a difference in how you feel after moving, toning, and refining your beautiful container. I'm going to ask you to keep your eyes closed and then just kind of pull the back away from the back of the chair, but you don't necessarily have to walk forward. I just want you to sit up again. And then I'd like to close the practice today with one sound of Om, one opportunity to feel the vibration and balance out the energy. So you could keep the hands resting on the thighs. And if you feel like you want to hold on to a kink spot that might still be there, or one that just keeps returning, or maybe you already feel like so good that you're just going to keep your hands on your lap. One beautiful sound of Om. Inhale. Just bring your hands to your heart center. Bow the chin down to the chest. In gratitude. Gratitude for your body. Gratitude for your health. Gratitude for this practice. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Hi. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. May this practice always be a source of peace for each one of you. And I thank you for being partners with me in this beautiful practice. Wishing you a fabulous Friday. Namaste.